Hi, Billy.
Hi.
So we're doing an impromptu episode whilst we are traveling. We're currently in Johannesburg, so we're using our phones as microphones because Plan A didn't quite work out today. But anyway, hello. How are you?
I'm good, I'm good. I am good.
This is when did we get here? Thursday. So this is what, day 4, 5 of the
Feels
trip?
like we've been here 2.5 weeks.
Yeah, no.
I feel like we live here.
I live here now. It's been packed, even though it's not been like too much. It's not been action packed every day, but I feel like we've covered a lot of ground.
It's been quite full, yeah. But we haven't seen much of the city yet.
No, there's still to come.
Yeah, there's still to come, yeah. So we're currently in Johannesburg, South Africa.
Okay, correspondent.
Yeah, exactly. I'm bringing out my old journalism back. Basically, my partner is hosting a group of people for a spiritual and wellness retreat, I think. That's probably an accurate way to describe it. And they had been in Cape Town before coming to Johannesburg, where we joined them like a couple of days into that leg of the trip.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's what we're here. We're here sort of kind of part of that program, kind of aside, on the side of that program. It's me, you, Kaya, Ori, and the kids.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Big family outing.
Big family outing trip, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
First time that all of you have travelled with the kids. Yeah, so that's what we're doing here.
Yeah.
And yeah, so it's been full in like ceremony and also like eating. There's been a lot of like dinners, obviously breakfasts and stuff.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's just full in different ways, I would say. Yeah.
It's been good. I'm not low energy because of any bad mood, by the way, to the listeners or the
Let them
viewers.
know.
I just had a massage, so I'm feeling very great. I'm like extra zen, which is probably
so
really
nice.
going to help with this conversation.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
the snore I snored, the
Wow.
sleep I slept.
Whoa.
It was beautiful.
What a wow.
Yeah. Just thought I'd give a bit of context.
Yeah.
Because I might dip in and out. But yeah, did you have a question?
So my question, it's related to traveling with family and stuff. And I was wondering, having traveled alone a lot yourself, how have I written it? What are some of the different parts of you that you're having to bring forward, or that you, not just on this trip, but that you do bring forward on a family trip, on this trip, maybe on this family trip or on other family trips?
Versus
when you're alone. Yeah.
I don't know. Just thinking off the top of my head, I don't know that it's that different. Or maybe I can just lean into other parts. I don't think I bring different parts, basically. But obviously when you're alone, I might have to lean more into being social with strangers if I feel like it. But I also if I don't want to have a conversation, if I feel like someone's energy is whatever, I don't have to worry that the rest of the group wants to talk to them. I could just be like, okay, exiting, stage left. I don't know. Here as well, if bringing it into this trip, I think there's been a lot of space for individual time. It's not the same as like, say when we went to IB for something. I know that's not a family trip.
Yeah, but a group.
But that's, and you feel the need to do what the group is doing because that was the purpose of the trip.
Yeah.
Whereas with this one, especially with, I guess, the intention being to find yourselves, to find your practice, to work on maybe some of the more difficult things that you've been going through, naturally a lot of downtime has been included in the itinerary. So I've not felt any overwhelm. Maybe that's the thing that can happen sometimes on a group trip or a family trip. There can be overwhelm, or there can be this feeling of we've all traveled together, let's do
therefore stick together
all
for
the
the whole
things
time
together. Or like you don't really want to rock the boat, you don't want to say anything that might cause offense or etc. But I haven't felt any of that.
It's probably also, I mean, definitely like you say, the intention of the trip, but also I think maybe something to do like how long. If you go for a weekender, obviously you feel more inclined to just do all the things. Like you have to pack a lot in a short period of time. Whereas this is like, it's going to be sort of like an 8-day trip or something like that, I think, by the end of it. And there's just a lot more space. And I think maybe it's, as you say, it's like, it's good to think about that in other settings, like how to make sure everyone still has downtime.
Just before I pass the question back to you, but I think maybe one other thing, or a thing that I've had to actually bring, is presence, because I think even in a group, and then maybe I alluded to it in the previous conversation about community, I can often feel like an outlier, or whether it's because I'm the single person or whatever it is. I think just naturally my character can towards kind of being alone, or like being in the group but outside of the group. So I am having to be like, okay, be present. It doesn't mean that I'm necessarily like overly talkative or anything like that, but I'm trying to just make an effort to be present with everyone, and not to my detriment, but also not make people have to worry about, am I
Is she having a good
okay?
time? Is she cool?
Yeah. Because sometimes that can happen. I mean, everyone knows me here, so again, it's not the same as like just doing a group trip with friends who with varying levels of closeness. But that is something that I'm very aware of, like trying to be like put best foot forward. Is that the way to
But
say it?
not just for the
Not
group,
not
for
not for the
yourself
sake of it,
also.
but also being like, no, like just
Okay.
make today a good day. Like
Yes.
whatever the issue is, release it.
Yeah.
Because it's not got anything to do with anyone here. So you don't need to. It's not that I worry about bringing the energy down as such, because especially right now, I'm not going through anything that needs to be that heavy, but I'm cognizant, or I'm aware that, okay, you're going to need to do a little bit more than you might do if you were just at home.
Yeah,
Because
or even if you was by yourself.
Yeah, I wouldn't answer the phone. I wouldn't respond to the message, but I can't do that in real life.
I'm saying if you was on holiday by yourself, there's no one to see.
Yeah. So you can just sit
to
in
observe
it a bit
that.
more.
Yeah.
But okay, so how have you found it? Because this isn't your first rodeo with the kids.
Not my first rodeo with the kids.
It's been a while since we've all travelled.
It's been a while since we all travelled. It is what's massively different on this trip is that we've got help with the kids. And I've not had like official help, if you see what I mean. And I've not had that before. So that leaves a lot of time. But what it has highlighted to me, I think I had this, I don't know if I said it to everybody else, I said it to Kyle, that I don't think I'm not using my time well. Like in general, not in this period. Like it's showing me that when, maybe it's nursery day or it's whatever, I'm still not using my time as well as I could use my time.
Yeah.
So back to the traveling anyway. I mean, of course, similar to you, I feel like I get to say yes or experience a lot more when I'm by myself, obviously. And being on a family trip, more with the kids, it's more about being with the kids than it is about being with the adults. I don't get to do that. It really highlights that I don't get that spontaneity.
Yeah.
I don't get that spontaneity, which I do miss in varying degrees. Also because I've travelled, I mean, there was a period where I travelled quite a lot for work. It wasn't even just like holiday, it was a lot of work travel. And we're in a country that would have been a place that I would have come for work and actually will come again for work, quote unquote work, that kind of vibe, as opposed to complete leisure. So yeah, it's interesting to see, to imagine how different this kind of dynamic is in this family setting, had it and not in another way kind of thing. So yeah, there's less spontaneity, but also it's nice experiencing, like I was really looking forward to the trip. It's nice experiencing it with you guys. It is really nice experiencing it with you guys. It's one of those like kind of core memory vibe things, I think. And yeah, I'm really happy. I'm really pleased that we're able to do that or do this.
Yeah, I'm glad for us. But I'm also, I'm glad for you, and still selfishly for the group, that you do have support with the kids.
Yeah.
Because it would be a very
Yeah,
different
we'd all
dynamic.
just be so tired. We'd all be having to carry them on our head. We'd all be pitching in a different country. We don't have our routines. We don't have the thing that we can grab and be like, okay, this will do. Do you know what I mean? Like, you don't have that. And so, yeah, it would be more stressful, but perhaps it could potentially be more stressful than just us being at home in London for a week together.
Yeah.
Because we have what we can go to. Okay, let me just quickly pop to, I know this, do you know what I mean? I'll just run to.
Exactly.
Even if it was all of us in the house for 8 days. Do you understand what I mean? Yeah. So,
and then how, so before we move on to the next section with the time, like what particularly do you feel that you could be doing with your time?
Even like reading a book.
Okay.
Even leisurely.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Because I feel like we had this conversation yesterday actually when I was speaking about how sometimes I can get like there's a task, a chore, something domestic-y to do or something as it relates to the kids, and I can like overly maybe research into something that I actually don't even care about that much, but find myself going into and spending so long doing that when I could have been doing something I actually enjoy. Do you understand what I mean?
Yeah.
So I waste time doing things like that. We could just be doing more writing or more art practice stuff, which I have allocated time for, but I could be doing more.
It's about so it's not necessarily tasks that remain unfinished. It's really pouring into you time that you're not doing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Or I think I'm also slow. Maybe I need to figure out this. I actually think I'm also slow at working. Because when I'm working on something, I realize it takes me a lot longer to finish this particular task than another friend who does the same work. She's like, boom, 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 okay, I'll send it back to you. I'll send it now. And I'm like, rah, that would have taken me, maybe because it takes me long to do the work and then I'm distracted. You know what I mean? Like,
I think it's that transition, it sounds like, or where that would have been fine before when it was just you.
Yeah.
You are having
I'm on the
to,
clock.
I guess, learn a new skill of organization.
Yeah. Whereas that person is naturally way more organized than me. I'm not naturally that way inclined. So now I have to learn to be that. Otherwise I'm wasting my time.
And you do have to be quite strict with it.
Yeah. I would say going back home in order to like, now I've got this awareness. And no, it's not even now I've got this awareness. I had the awareness, and actually about a month ago, I told this same friend, I was like, I'm not using my time properly. And she said that she told me that her Discord friends sent like these various apps to use to help plan better. Yeah. Of course, Muggins here hasn't, downloaded the app. Yeah. But maybe I should just download it when we press stop. Yeah. You know what I mean? To really try to be more. Sometimes you just have to use the tools. So yeah, I think it's to at least try using the tools that have been presented and someone has, suggested to me, because there has been a suggestion, and see how I can be better at that. And also don't take on work that I don't need to take on, which is a conversation that has been going on. Yes. But I see it increasingly, and I've been getting a lot better at it. Yeah. This year, 2026, I'm way a lot better at it. But yeah, it's a balance between those things. So I think, yeah, man, I'm getting there. But it's just very clear to me, because I do have that, we do have the help with the kids here, and I'm seeing that I could just be like sitting, for instance, and I'm like, okay, what to do? Do you know what I mean? Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
It will come.
It shall come.
But so that's something that you've already identified or reconfirmed to yourself and be taking it forward. In terms of your actual practice, so that was my question.
Okay, yeah.
And we know that your lovely partner has kind of called us both out.
Yeah. Several occasions.
Yes. Directly and indirectly.
Yeah.
But never mind.
Consistently.
But being in this environment.
Yeah.
So seeing him at work, which I don't know how often you've been able to do that. So seeing him in his practice, but then also being around so many other different practitioners and people who are living their lives intentionally. Like, how has this experience informed really what you want, maybe what your practice will look like, could look like, or how do you want to take that forward when we go home?
Yeah, thanks. Yeah, thanks for the questions.
Thank you, yes.
I'll take that as a comment rather than a question. No. Yeah, definitely. I would say that it's always so nice to, over the years, I've watched him work in different settings. Okay. So sometimes it's been like in the music setting, a production of sorts kind of thing. And yeah, when he's locked in, and it's very inspiring. And it's been a while since I've been able to see it in this sort of context. Yeah. I think the last time was a couple of years ago or so. But this one's even more different in that this is something he's been able to curate solely himself, whereas that one was more of a collaboration kind of thing. And again, like you say with the others, I think it's affirming, and what has been good for me, actually, that before I'd come here, I was fasting in like this Ramadan period kind of thing. And really enjoying it, as I'd said to you before, because I felt it was, it's been good for me to kind of zone in and key in. And I'm really glad I'd started that before coming here, because I don't feel like I'm coming from a point of zero. I felt like I'd started something that I was feeling called to do, and then being here has really solidified and affirmed that. And actually, the last couple of days I haven't fasted, and I can feel the difference. It's kind of like that time, when we went. Do you remember when we went? No, wait. Do you remember when we went? Everyday People, yeah.
Yeah.
And I took that. I wore a shoe, I wore one shoe, and I always bring up this example, and I had another one of this the other day, but let me take this one first.
Okay.
I wore a shoe, and I said I shouldn't wear this shoe. I knew I shouldn't wear this shoe.
Why?
Something told me don't wear this shoe. Wear the next shoe.
Okay.
Yeah, but I wore it anyway.
Yeah.
The shoe broke on the way to the place, so we had to go Stratford or something like that to change the shoe. I said, yes, thank you. Good, it affirmed that I should have listened to myself. Yeah. And this happened again the other day, and I'm forgetting what it is now, but hopefully it'll come back to me. It's like that. So having not fasted for the last couple of days, it's affirming to me that you do need to do that.
Yeah.
I'm not far enough in the practice of centering and keying in to have to for the routine breaks to not affect how I'm feeling.
Yeah.
I think you'll get there one day. Hopefully you'll get there one day. But I'm not deep enough or far enough in that practice for it. So I have to maintain that routine so that the off days don't throw me off.
Yeah.
It's okay to have the off days, but not that I'm like, whoa.
Yeah.
Do you get what I mean?
On that reminds me of, and I've been saying it to anyone where it's been relevant, but I was listening to a podcast and she was talking to a life coach, and the life coach was saying that what she tells her clients is, rather than practicing consistency, she says persistency, because consistency can be a trap. It's great, but sometimes people can be like, oh, if I'm supposed to do this every day for a week and then they miss a day, they can spiral, depending on the person, they can spiral into, I haven't held this, I haven't been disciplined, and then they start beating themselves up. But she's like, okay, you lost a day.
Yeah.
You started again.
Yeah.
So congratulate yourself. And then the more that you keep coming back to a thing, like we're all humans. You might not be able to complete the fast because anything can happen. Sometimes it can be you, it can be just something personal or like an external circumstance. So we can't be so rigid in the thing. And sometimes when we say consistency, if we're giving ourselves a daily or a weekly practice, it doesn't allow for just life.
Yeah, and to give yourself the grace.
Yeah, so taking that, being like, okay, just be persistent. So things like doing my steps every day or whatever movement, it's like, okay, cool. I might even miss a whole week, but I know that I'm going to go back to it, and I don't feel bad. I don't feel like, oh, I'm now having to go back to zero. It's just like, it's a break, but it's still a continuation.
It's like you went on a plateau kind of thing, and then you just, definitely. I mean, I think this week might be a washout with the fast, I can't lie.
I was going to ask, are you planning to go back, or have you just kind of accepted that it's...
No, 100% when I get back, I'm going back on it.
I meant during the trip, though.
I'm not sure how it's going to go, honestly, because, I mean, I'm like tired in the morning, I'm waking up late, do you know what I mean? It's just like... I'm
we're going out to Soweto.
We're going out tonight to Soweto. I don't even want to say where we're going to because I keep saying it wrong every time.
Yeah, I'm not saying any names. Yeah, just please know it's he, her, they.
Yeah,
I'm not repeating the names.
But yeah, I'm giving myself the grace, honestly, because it's like I did the fast up until the day that I really wanted to do the fast, which was last Friday, and then I think Saturday or Sunday I was just like, okay, I'm just out of it at this point. I need to eat breakfast. But then because what I have tried to do is then just be mindful with consumption.
Yeah.
And that's actually what it is at the end of the day. It's not the don't eat, it's the mindfulness.
Yeah, it's the intention. Of the practice, not necessarily the practice.
And so if I try to hold that, even if I'm not doing it in the same way, because doing it in the same way, it really helped me, honestly, it did. But even if I'm not doing it in the same way, I've given myself that grace. then I know that, come back on, Saturday or Sunday, whatever, I can ready again kind of thing. So, that's how I'm feeling about that. So the idea is to, and then with the practice that I'm feeling, I don't know, can you just say the question again? No, because
I remember that question.
I'm just like, did I even answer the question?
The question was, how has the experience informed what your practice will be, could be?
So, and I think, just to say, I think it's been keen in on prayer.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, just to say. And so I'm just working on what that looks like for me. I don't have a specific spiritual or religious practice. And yeah, I mean, I don't. I just try to lead with spirit. I don't know how else to put it, kind of thing. Because we have it, we know. If you listen, you know. So it's that I'm trying to lead with. The reason why I was able to the reason why I went in doing the fast during this Ramadan is because I believe that there's something in millions, billions of people around the world doing something at the same time. That's an energy you can tap into. And so I was like, let me join that. I can, and even so that's on a sort of energetic level, but even on a very physical level, actually, when I see someone who's maybe dressed in a way that would indicate that they are of the Muslim faith, that also is an encouragement to see, like, oh yeah, you're on it too, innit? Yeah, okay, cool, let's keep going. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. I think I had a taxi driver. It's the community, I guess. Do you know what I mean? Like, we're together on this, and it does help. It does help, keep spurring you on. So that's the two parts of it there. When we were on the way to the airport, it was nighttime, so I had to. It was a night flight, so I had to break fast whilst in the car. So I took out my 2 dates. I was like, "Boss, I can see your name. Are you fasting?" He's like, "Not today."
Why did you say it like that?
I don't know if I said it exactly like that.
Why did you have to talk to me like a road man?
Hold on, wait.
Boss,
no, I didn't say. I'm saying that. I'm saying that here. I didn't say it like that. No,
okay.
I don't believe. But maybe my family members might have to confirm or deny. But I was just like, oh yeah, no. I was just like, I did ask him if he was fasting. Yeah. Like, not today.
Why not today? Did you ask him why?
No, it's not my business.
Fair enough. Yeah.
But yeah, and he was that's basically how I've helped myself get through. Not asking people if they're fasting, but maybe seeing somebody who I could presume. Yeah. His was only presumption based on the name. I wouldn't have necessarily said this guy is. I wouldn't be able to identify. Yeah. Yeah. But some people are more obviously dressed in the way that I might assume that, that's what they're doing.
I wonder if I could do it. I don't know, like, I've tried before to, like, I guess limit things. Well, I'm not religious either, but I'm sure I've given things up for Lent at various points in my life, and then dry January, etc., which isn't this. They're not the same thing, but I'm not. Yeah, I'm not very good though at removing things. I'm not very good at withholding things. Yeah. For me, so I don't know. I never know how to approach it. But since being here, or like in general, I knew this before, but I think seeing so many different people live by their discipline, I'm like, I don't have any discipline, like, anywhere. So
Are you doing your steps?
Yeah, but I guess so. But it's not. I don't feel like I'm disciplined enough. I don't know exactly what that means. I don't know whether that means that I'm not going to drink alcohol for a little bit or not eat meat. Actually, being here is so contradictory because we are, like, in the land of meat, but I really haven't been called to eat that much meat
from my face.
Yeah, it's
definitely.
not
That's part of what's come through for me as well.
I've seen it and been like, I don't need to do it. Like, not to. I mean, I say that, and then I had tripe, which is that's a meat.
It feels kind of light though.
Yeah,
it doesn't sit heavy in the stomach. Yeah, it actually doesn't sit heavy in the stomach.
Yeah, there was the tripe and then the beef stew, beef tripe and stew. Yeah. So they were both delicious. Everything else have kind of been like,
can skip.
If I don't feel called to take it, I'm just not. Whereas there would have been a version of me before that was like, oh, just take a piece of chicken because the meal would then be complete.
Right.
And I haven't felt that. And before though, because January, I definitely reduced the meat, and I think most days out of the week or most days out of the month, I didn't have any meat. It was just vegetarian. So I've enjoyed that.
Gosh, I can't believe that month has gone already.
Yeah, there've been small things that I just did, and then being here, I've been like, okay, yeah, I think I want to continue on that. I'm not becoming vegetarian, but I definitely want to continue to eat less meat.
I mean, yes, but I would also say, in terms of you saying taking things away, what about just adding something else? Like maybe yours isn't a discipline to take something away. It's something to
sometimes
add to your life. I'm not talking about the food or whatever. Just something in your
maybe that could be the discipline. But I have just looked at, maybe it's because I'm around people that have been fasting, and a lot of yous are fasting for very different reasons. But I'm like, okay, I wonder what that would feel like, because sometimes I think I need like an internal shift.
Mm-hmm.
So that was what I was hoping the less meat was going to do. Like maybe
when you
I'd
say
feel it
a physical internal.
Yeah. That I'd maybe feel something physically. I haven't yet, but I just spiritually don't feel to eat.
Before we move off that though, but maybe you just need like a colon cleanse, babe.
Maybe.
Yeah. Every so often do a colon cleanse.
We do.
Yeah, it could just be that.
Fair enough.
But yeah. The questions from our producer today is, what does family mean to you in practice and in emotion? What does it feel like? And what has this trip revealed or clarified for you about that?
So before this trip, I've really been similarly to community, to the community discussion that we had. Family is a bit of a difficult word for me. Not that I don't have a family or that I'm estranged from my family or nothing like that. Like, I live with my sister, my niece and nephew. Well, technically my mum, sister, niece and nephew. I have like a big close family, I guess, like sisters, a lot of nieces and nephews and stuff. So I am close to my family, but I often feel outside of them, as I've said earlier in this episode as well. Like I can feel part of the group, but also outside of the group.
Yes.
And I'm just more so realizing that now with my biological family. But I think there are some like crossovers into then how I approach family outside of that. But then also I really don't do well to hurt. So I can really like trust you, and I'll ride for you. And then if you hurt me in a way that I don't know whatever the deep pain is, I find it very, very difficult to completely resolve that. Even like we can have a conversation, be like, okay, cool, this is how I felt, that's how you felt. But it definitely, I shift. And then it's like, well, if I'm doing this, are these people really my family? If I'm allowing myself this physical, mental shift, emotional shift, I'm like, there's probably some unlearning in family, because of course people hurt you intentionally. The intentional isn't necessarily the point, because people who are intentionally hurting you are obviously not good for you. But the people who they've just done something, we're all flawed, we all make mistakes, or we just don't know things. Sometimes you have to do the thing and then realize, oh damn, okay, this person doesn't like that, or whatever it is. But there's a forgiveness element, sorry. And there was something, I think it was maybe my last birthday, I was like, that was what I really wanted to work on for myself. Like, because I didn't really struggle with forgiveness in what I guess it means. So I don't even know if that's answering the family question.
No, do you know what it's actually making me think about, actually, Nick? It's because you said, if you shift, is these people really my family? And I think what that means to me, what I'm hearing is that you need to feel like you can, you know, those exercises where you fall back and someone catches you, like you can just do it. You need to feel like, so like this level of safety has to be basically
that level. It's 100% that. And that's why whenever we've had conversations like, what are you looking for in a partner, I was like, safety. And it sounds small, but at least for me, I know everyone wants to feel safe with their partner, but I can't describe or fully articulate the levels of safety. I just know that I do or I don't feel safe.
I think it's the level of safety. I think, and for me, if anyone asks me about like safety, I think safety in feeling safe, and it's usually in context of romantic relationships, and people talk to me about this. safety is always what I 101% would put as what you must feel. But now I'm trying to think about now we think about levels of safety and what is attainable to make someone, like, how can you make someone feel like so safe? And like you can make someone feel so safe, but like, what can one show or do?
But that's why I'm like, I think there's a lot of unlearning that I need to do for me as well. And I said that before, where I don't remember when we were having that conversation. I was like, I'm still holding on to a little bit of resentment. And not just to you, to everyone. And but I had, when I was like, okay, my word for the year is forgiveness and compassion, I really have worked through a lot of it. But there's still just a little bit. Yeah. And like when we had the debrief the other day, and Amon was saying like we're family, or what we had that conversation, kind of like how I'm somewhat othered, but I also have family wherever I choose to seek it, kind of thing. And I was saying then, like, I'm hearing it, but I know, I guess my conscious mind is still not yet ready to fully lean into it. But I have done like not all of the prayers, because I haven't been praying, but when I have had moments of quiet, I have been like, okay, cool. This is the work that you need to continue to do. But I'm feeling more motivated to do it. I think before I was more like, I kind of want to just hold on to this.
I'm enjoying
a little bit
because it's safe also.
Because I'm like,
and you like safety.
pissed.
I mean, we all like safety.
Yeah,
but you feel safe. You understand it. You know what it is. You know why it's there. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, but funnily enough, I also had a text message from my sister, so I think we will also have a conversation when I get back home.
Oh, lovely.
Which was nice. It was kind of like an awakening. It just was completely out of nowhere, unrelated to anything that we were doing on the day. But I was like, okay, there's, whether we believe that it's the spirits and the energies, there's something that's clearly shifting. But honestly, after that, the first ceremony, that the cleanse and protection ceremony, it's like I saw a red, or I felt like a red energy come in, and that was the heavy thing, and that's what made me kind of cry and break down. And then after that, there was an orange. I don't know what these colors mean, but I remember that it could have been the incense, it could have been the sun, like, do you know what I mean? If you want to try and find a practical reason for it. But I just remember in that moment, like on the bus, I was like, okay, I just need guidance and I need protection, and I need to let go of the things that have hurt me. And then as we were being called to kind of seek the things that we were wanting for, again, I was like, hey, ancestors, I really need you to guide me through this. I need you to protect me. And then that's when the different lights came. And it was overwhelming. I was really sad. But after that, the rest of the day, I just felt
like,
I was fine. Whew.
Oh my gosh,
that was breath. It felt like it was there on the chest.
Yeah,
like, it was good.
It's there.
Yeah.
Oh,
but it was good.
That was
so
excellent.
I'm working through it.
I think that's a hard. I don't have nothing to say. That's a hard act to follow.
Girl, you better answer that question about family. Don't make me do all that.
Oh no, you did well. You did good. You dug deep. I'm into that for you, to be fair. Okay, so the question was, what does family mean to you, brothers? Yeah, no, because it was really good, honestly. I don't think it's changed my perception of it, this trip. I don't think this trip has changed my perception of family. I've always felt that, like I've said, I've always felt that this is my family, my the people I feel close to, and I'm okay with the unease. I don't know if the word. I'm okay with the rattly times. I'm okay with them because I do think that ultimately I'm held and loved by everyone. That's the ultimate thing. I'm okay with the you know what I mean. I really don't think anyone's trying to hurt. Like, I don't think anybody in this situation has any malevolent, whatever, bad feeling, or bad mind towards me. I don't think so. And in the way I will give myself grace for certain things, I really hope I can give other people grace. I really try to give other people grace. When I ask for grace, I'm like, may I give myself grace, but maybe also be able to give people grace. Do you know what I mean? Because it's hard to, you know, when you feel wronged, it's hard to extend that grace, but I have to try, kind of thing. So yeah, I would say it's more of an affirmation of what I had already felt. And honestly, sometimes I just, you know, throw forward, and I just imagine like 20, 30 years down the line, and like how fantastic all the different things we would have experienced together, the ups and the downs, the difficulties and stuff, but like holding each other for such a long period of time is so like, it's like mind-blowing kind of thing.
I can't wait to see all the little kiddies grow up.
In that.
Yeah. But also what, in my, I guess, I don't know whether it's cheesy or corny or whatever, but you know, we were doing all the line dancing.
Yes.
With the guests yesterday. So the majority of the guests, at least on the program, are from the States. So they were doing their like kind of all of the line dances that we've seen in every Black movie since we've been growing up. But it was, I loved that. That was a community thing that I enjoyed.
That was great. That was good fun. Yeah.
And it was like, oh, I finally got to learn how to do this one. And I got to learn the Jerusalem, you know, that's my emotional song. I don't know what the song means, but I have a very emotional connection to that song. So learning how to do that. But it was nice to, I guess when I'm having a good day with my family and community, I am looking forward to being like the older auntie at the function and watching my nieces, nephews, offspring, whatever, like having their moment and enjoying it. And like, I really hope that I can continue to be a voice of wisdom for them. I hope that, all of the young people, as well, the people like our age or whatever as well, but I really hope that the younger kids can look to me for that sort of 100%. Guidance. I really want to be that kind of aunt. I can't remember who I saw on the internet. I think she's an artist. She was celebrating her aunt because she has I think she didn't speak about her mum, but it wasn't about that. It was about this woman who has provided this example for her and encouraged her to follow her art practice. And I was like, I want to be that kind of aunt for someone. I want someone to feel like they can come and ask me for things. So maybe rather than always thinking about what does the family do for me, I think there's also something in focusing on what do I want to give to the family.
Excellent. Yeah, definitely.
To solidify my place.
Yeah, that's a good one. I think that's something I could do with, so I think also on this family thing, actually, I think we spoke a bit about responsibility. And I think for me, what it has, maybe I could say clarify. Yeah, I would say clarified here, is that the choice to participate. The choice to participate, choice to have, and I'm using responsibility because we've been using it, but I'm using it in a sense of to be responsible in the dynamic, as opposed to hold responsibility for the, you know, for the thing. I think this trip has clarified that. I do feel I'm present. I do feel I'm present in the family structure, but to realize the choice, to be very sort of conscious of the choice that I'm making in the way that I'm moving within the family. I would say that's been a clarification. So yeah.
Cool.
That's on that.
Plans for this afternoon?
Plans for this afternoon are pool.
Pool. Family pool.
Maybe a little drinky drink. I'm joking. Actually, I'm not joking. A drinky drink.
Definitely
I've got this tea actually, and see. So going back to, if I may, I've been having this tea. So like, even though I was fasting because of breastfeeding, I still was taking liquid, so as to not completely dehydrate myself and also not be able to feed my child. And I hadn't made the tea until today that I've been having this whole time. So again, persistence, bringing back the thing that helps you get to wherever it is you need to get to, some center or whatever. So I could sit by the pool and have some of that. I'm looking forward to doing that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Gonna read a chapter from my book, keep it light, and
what are you reading?
What is it called? A Deadly Inheritance.
Keep it light. Damn.
It's like it's a murder mystery, but it's kind of like fine. It's not a heavy.
Yeah, sure.
It's not a thriller or anything like that. So yeah, I've been enjoying that book, and then just get ready for Soweto. Well, for the closing ceremonies and saying bye to everyone.
Yes.
And then Monday night in Soweto, baby.
That's what it's gonna be. Yeah, we're looking forward. So yeah.
Thanks for joining us on this episode.
Thanks for joining us. Thanks for the chat. Good chat.
Thank you. Good chat.
Yeah,
Great
like
chat.
Yeah. Thanks, everyone. See you next time.